Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to send this quick video to you because I want to encourage you about what's going on in the market. I've heard a few comments, I've seen a few things online, and I'm wondering how you're feeling about the market. If you're a little discouraged, if you're a bit scared, and you're not sure what's going on, well, that's a pretty big crowd right now, so you shouldn't feel all alone. You should feel like you got plenty of company. But really, I'm trying to help you understand that we've been through this before. The market's been through this before. There have been all kind of events that have occurred throughout the market since, let's just say, since 1899. All kinds of different things. We had the Spanish flu of 1918, we had World War I, we had the Great Depression, we had World War II, we had the threat of nuclear warfare in the 1950s and the 1960s, we had the Vietnam War in the 60s and early 70s, we had the 1968 flare-ups of race division. We've had all these different things that happened in the market that have caused the market to go up and down severely, and yet we've survived to this point. There's no reason to suspect that we're not going to survive this, even though this is a very traumatic event, an event that makes everyone wonder what's happening next. Here's what we've got to realize. We're not flying the plane. We're passengers on this plane. There's no sense that you and I get up out of our seat and go pound on the door and insist to the pilot we're going to take over this plane and we're going to start flying it, because we're not able. That's not what we're able to do. So we better sit tight, we better strap our seatbelts and just understand that this is going to be a rocky ride for a while, and let's trust the people who are flying the plane, because the people flying the plane are the ones most qualified to do it. So I want to have that image I want you to have that image in your mind as we go through this. I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about when I say that we've been through this before. I'm going to go back all the way to July 9th of 2007. And I remember I was doing a seminar for the U.S. Marshals in Atlanta, Georgia that day. And people were coming up to me going, "Did you know that the market hit this new high? It's almost 1,500. And they were so excited because one guy told me, he said, "Now I'm going to be able to retire next year." And so everyone was thinking this is the top of the top and it's never been better and it's always going to be that way. Well, then in October of 2007, we hit another high on the 8th. And it was like, my gosh, this is the high of the highs again. I mean, this is just going up, up, up. This is a lot like what we were experiencing in the last 6 months through the market, when we hit high after high after high, and we broke 30,000. Same thing was going on in 2007. And people were thinking, this is going to be great. This is going to be forever. And then what happened? From that point on, the market started going down. We had all these types of financial events that were happening on, people not paying their mortgages, people not being sure what kind of things were sold in the market, whether what they held was any good, and they began to question everything. And so the market started going down. And when we get back into 2008, we hit this low as of January 14th of 2008, where the market has lost a significant amount of money or a significant amount of position, and everyone's wondering, is this going to be okay? People are hanging in there, and then all of a sudden, throughout 2008, we see things happening. The president goes out and he talks about the financial economic state, and people get scared, and starting on somewhere in September of 2008, things go down precipitously. On the 15th of September 2008, we're at 1,099, we're at 1,099 in the S&P 500. And then, a couple of days later, we're at 876. So we lost somewhere around 15%, 18% in just a very short period of time. And then, the market suddenly spikes back up and people feel good. And that was on October 27th. So from October 6th to October 27th, we have a low, we have another low, we have an up. Everyone's excited. Then, by the time we get to November 17th, it's even lower. It's as low as it's been in a long, long time. Then, when we get down to March of 2009, we hit our lowest point yet, and everyone's thinking, the market is over. It's never going to be the same. I'm never going to get in. And that was actually the lowest point that we got to in that recession, from October 2007 to March of 2009, and from March 2nd, 2009, the only way we went was up. Now, we had a few blips along the way, but the only way we went was up. in a general trajectory. We more than 400%, we grew more than 400% from that time forward. Almost 500% from that time forward. We went from somewhere around 768, and by the time we got to 2020, our high for the S&P 500 was at somewhere around 3,370. So we went from a really far low, a really down time in March of 2009 to a really high time in 2020. Of course, since that time, we've had a lot of ups and downs. We see that from February 19th, 18th, the market all of a sudden was down tremendously by the 28th of February. Then it went up the next couple of days, and then it went up again the next couple of days, and everyone's excited. But then it went down on March 9th. We went down precipitously again. And then we went up, and everyone's thinking, okay, it must be over. You know, when things happen in this fashion, when the market experiences its worst days, often it experiences its best days very close to that worst day. So this happened in 2007, it happened in 2008, it happened in 2009, it's happened throughout the history of the market, and it's happening now. There's no reason to think that the market cannot recover. The companies that we invest in make good products, generally speaking, have the ability to pay their employees, generally speaking, have a market not only in the US, but a market across the seas, globally, generally speaking. There's no reason to expect that our positions won't go back up over time. How fast that is, how long it takes for us to recover, we don't know. But it could be a long while. It could be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, who knows? But we do know this: there's no better place to have your money grow than in the investment market. And if there's no better place, where else are you going to put it? The only place you're going to put it, any other place that you would put it, is in a position where it will miss the growth of the market that's sure to come at some point in the future.